money off the burglary. I have no insurance for theft. And she said, in addition to that, is I probably deserve to get robbed because I had nice things at the school.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
All right, we'll go on the record. Case is entitled State of Kansas versus Joe Cheever, case number 24 CR 15. Would counsel announce appearances, please?
May it please the court, the state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney.
May it please the court, the defendant, Mr. Cheever, appears from the Greenwood County Courthouse with counsel Christopher Ambrose of Harvest Legal.
We were last before the court on August 14th. At that time, Mr. Cheever entered a no contest plea to a felony theft charge. Sentencing was scheduled for today. I have received a pre-sentence investigation report indicating a criminal history score of C. Ms. Gillette, any objection to the criminal history score?
No objection, Your Honor.
And Mr. Ambrose?
No objection, Judge. I went over that with my client before we came on the record today, and appears accurate.
All right, Mr. Cheever, you've looked over the criminal history and the PSI. But you'll need to answer audibly.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're not objecting to the criminal history score of C?
No, sir.
All right, I will establish criminal history score of C. Ms. Gillette, are you aware of any legal reason why the court should not proceed to sentencing at this time?
I am not, and there is a victim here who wants to speak.
All right, is that Mr. Hanson?
It is.
Okay. Mr. Ambrose, any legal reason why we should not proceed to sentencing today?
No, Your Honor.
All right, also appearing is Tony Bauer from Court Services, who prepared the PSI, as well as Christy Ashenfelter with Community Corrections. All right, this case is presumptive probation. It looks like it's possible Senate Bill 123. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I think it's going to be 123 plus, technically.
All right, Ms. Gillette, I would take sentencing recommendations at this time.
Your Honor, this is a theft of property or services, obtaining unauthorized possession of a boat motor. The defendant falls into a presumptive probation box, and we would recommend the standard term of 12 months, up to 20% good time credit. There is a 12-month post-release supervision in mandatory drug treatment. His probation duration is up to 18 months with the mandatory Senate Bill 123. He does not have any jail credit days. The conditions of supervision are set out on page enumerated 5. He has scored out for community corrections. He needs to follow all conditions of probation, including MRT program and Senate Bill 123 plus program. The defendant should have no contact with the victim. He should not be on the grounds. It is the old schoolhouse in Severy. He should not be anywhere on that property. He needs to avoid that area. There is court cost, a DNA database fee, but I thought his DNA was already on file. Community corrections fee and correctional supervision fee, booking fee, the Senate Bill 123 plus reimbursement fees. What the court needs to inquire pursuant to Robinson of bids, attorneys, and bids application fee. This is one of those hard situations. There are numerous items missing from those buildings. The boat motor that was what he was seen helping take from the building, that was recovered. But there are numerous items that were not recovered. And so I know that the victim is wanting restitution on some of the other items that were taken. But the only item we have Mr. Cheever helping remove and put back is the boat motor. He was the driver, and then he went and recovered the boat motor when it was asked for. There were also some other items that were recovered that had been sold, such as air conditioners and lawnmowers. He does have, at the time that he was convicted, 22 CR 62 in Elk County. I don't know if he has completed that case or not, but this case needs to be consecutive to that case, whether it's been completed or not.
Ms. Gillette, there's no special rule listed in the PSI.
He was on supervision in 22 CR 62, I believe.
Your Honor,
Yes.
there's not a special rule that applies to that because that supervision was a misdemeanor supervision and not a felony. He was on supervision at the time, but since it was a misdemeanor, it does not kick in the special rule for being on a felony probation.
All right. But Ms. Gillette, your request is that this case run consecutive to that case?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
And the victim is here and he wants to speak. I ask the court to allow Mr. Hansen to speak.
Okay. So is there a restitution request?
Judge, we did not agree on a restitution request because, again, what we have Mr. Cheever participating in was he was on video helping drive. It was his vehicle that they used to take the boat motor in. The boat motor was recovered, but the school had been broken into several times. And again, I can't say who took all the other items, but I do know that he was involved in the boat motor by driving.
Are there co-defendants?
There are two co-defendants in these cases that were involved with the boat motor. Mr. Evans and his girlfriend, they are already on supervision. They are in the Iola, Kansas area and are reporting as a courtesy supervision there.
All right. Is there a request being made that there be no contact with those individuals?
I don't think they're having any contact, but yes, they should not have contact with each other.
All right. Anything further, Ms. Gillette?
I can't think of anything else.
All right. Mr. Ambrose, your recommendations?
Ask the court to go with the presumptive sentence on this case, sentence Mr. Cheever to the standard 12-month underlying sentence, place him on probation for a period of 18 months, allow him to utilize the Senate Bill 123 treatment or 123 plus treatment. We don't have any objection to the issue of this running consecutive to that previous case. My understanding is that case is completed. Would note for the court that Mr. Cheever is on SSDI and has limited assets as a result of that. Spoke with him about kind of where he's at the end of the month. And he indicated that if he's breaking, at best he's breaking even. My attorney's fees in this case are going to be about $1,400 by the time we're done. And I don't believe Mr. Cheever has any objection to that no contact order continuing while he's on supervision.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Ambrose?
I don't believe so, Judge.
All right. Present on the meeting is Daniel Hansen, who is the victim in the case. Do you wish to address the court, Mr. Hansen?
Yes, I do.
You may do so at this time. If you could start just by stating your name and then you can provide your statement.
Daniel Hansen. I want to ask, what does presumptive probation mean?
Presumptive probation means there's a sentencing grid in the state of Kansas where a defendant is placed on a grid based on their prior criminal history and the level of the offense. The level of this offense and the defendant's criminal history falls within a presumptive probation category.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'd like to start out by saying what I found out is that it wasn't multiple times that they were burglarizing my school. It was over a 3-day period. And it was a 3-day period. The people involved, I understood, were Jody Cheever, Bert Evans, his girlfriend, and Kim Higbee. The items they took amount to about $25,821. They took my Husqvarna zero-turn lawnmower, my Husqvarna walk-behind trimmer, my Husqvarna walk-behind mower, the DeWalt drill press, the DeWalt table saw, the ESAP MIG welder, the ESAP plasma cutter model 2000. They took 3 Lincoln stick welders. They took my Lincoln 220 MIG welder, which I had just brought back from Colorado, a box of wrenches with snap-on and right tools in it, tool spools of 3 copper wire. I had 4. I have 1. I had 3. I have 1 left. They took tool spools of brand new 3 copper wire I needed for a project. And they now price at about $5,000 for the 2 spools. They took, they damaged the main copper water pipe in the school. I don't know if they were trying to steal the copper, but they damaged it. They took 1 commercial microwave. They took 2 Frigidaire 15,000 BTU window air conditioning units, 1 high pressure cat injection pump. It's not worth $10. The other items are worth, well, $900, $3,500, $3,000, $1,049, $800. They took the Suzuki outboard mower motor. They took a box of brass fittings. The total came out to $25,821. Some of these values are the prices that I paid when I bought them used. Some of them are the prices that would cost me for the items that I bought new. So not everything is a value of something that was new. A lot of items like the DeWalt drill press I have down at $400. The DeWalt table saw I have at $400. The ESAP MIG welder is $3,500. I bought that new 10 years ago. To replace it would be $3,500. When this happened, I was in Texas. A neighbor called me, say, hey, there's people in your school. There's this man with a van and these people hauling off wire. They were hauling off wires, what she saw at that time. She didn't see the boat motor. So then the deputy, Mr. Myers, went to the school. Doors were open. In addition to what they took, they got into the office at the school and they took the keys. They took the keys to the buildings, the keys to the vehicles. They took the keys to the van, to the car. I don't have the keys. I have 3 vehicles. I can't move. And I had to go back and put hidden clasp locks welded on the doors on the school because they had the keys to the actual locks to the doors. For me to go back and change those commercial locks, I don't know if that's $200 a piece. I don't know if that's $300 a piece, but there's got to be 10 different doors around that school. Somebody told somebody that told somebody else that told me, hey, one of your conditioners is in this guy's window, 2 blocks from my school. So I drive by and I look, and that's my window unit. So Mr. Myers comes the next day and we go over, we look at, the guy admits, he says, okay, yeah, this must be yours. I just bought it from Jody Cheever. So he gets my window unit out. We're loading that back into my van. The man's not charged for receiving stolen goods. And we're standing there looking across the street, and the other guy across the street is mowing his yard with my mower. So, and this is just a couple of blocks from Jody Cheever's house, but it's like 25% of this town is a subculture of their involvement in theft. And I've been burglarized before. I've had vandalism before. I get approached by Mila Whitaker at the post office, who is Kim Higbee's sister, who says that Kim and Jody probably did me a favor because I was insured and I'll make money off the burglary. I have no insurance for theft. And she said, in addition to that, is I probably deserve to get robbed because I had nice things at the school. This is this culture of people there that just believe that somebody owes them a living. Now, I asked a couple of deputies, and they said, maybe they get sentenced to 3 years and they do a year and they get probation. It's not enough. It's not enough. I mean, in addition to that, Bert Evans, he got probation, but I don't understand that he wasn't obligated to repay the damages, any of the damages. I would ask that Jody Cheever, and he's on SSI, I don't know what he has or how he can pay me back, but it should be part of his probation that he's got to pay me something every month. And it's probably going to be forever because of how much money they took, how many, the value of the items they took. I can't get past what I hear from people in Severy and how they see the world. And Jody Cheever is a part of it. If you give him a short sentence, he's going to go right back to what he's doing. It's nice to have a drug program, and it's nice to have rehabilitation, but it's never worked on this person or Kim Higbee or Jimmy Aikman or Bert Evans. I'm not being really benevolent with this outlook, but this isn't the first time. This is the worst time. This is the most damage that's been done to me. And I'm 63. I'll be 63 tomorrow. I don't have it in me. I buy and sell school buses for a living. I have some rental properties. I don't really have it in me to easily make back that kind of money that was taken from me. Dealing in school buses is a lot of physical work. I just don't have that in me. So what they've taken from me is going to be very hard for me to be able to replace. And I'd like you to please sentence this guy. For one thing, he needs to make payment or restitution. SSI, he gets out. He's got to pay something. I mean, I'd like him to pay $1,000 a month every month for the next couple of years. There's even more to it, but I can't go on and on about everything that they've done. I mean, the keys alone, they took the keys. We actually found a couple of keys laying in the grass outside when we were picking up limbs. So I don't know why they took all the keys. Well, obviously probably to come back and try to steal the vehicles later, but the keys are gone. And this happened in a 3-day period. It wasn't like it was, a month later and a month later. It was this 3-day period. They got the keys. They got access to and they cut the locks on the gym. I sent a list of the items that were stolen, and the Deputy Myers went through the building on the phone with me, and the neighbors were there, and I was asking them, and I was saying, look for the zero-turn lawnmower, that's gone. What about the push behind? That's gone. What about this? That's gone. And they walked through the buildings, and they could see, in addition to that, in the boiler room, when I finally got back there, in the boiler room, I could see where somebody had set a trap with a piece of wire and a sharp piece of metal and a rod, where if you walked through that door, the metal would fall on you. So what are these people doing? I mean, was that trap for me? So that's my statement.
All right, thank you, Mr. Hanson. All right, Mr.
The
Chief.
total amount is $25,821. I don't have a printer here. I'm in Minnesota working right now, and I don't have a printer to print this off. Sorry.
There was some documentation presented as part of the PSI, the victim impact statement that you did submit that I did have an opportunity to review prior to today. All right, Mr. Cheever, is there anything that you would like to say before the court pronounces sentence?
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to say, but Mr. Henson's wrong. I was just giving somebody a
All right, miss, I can't hear you, Mr. Cheever.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I'd like to say. Mr. Henson's wrong. I was just giving somebody a ride. I took this plea because of restitution involved. That's about all I got to say. I ain't stepped foot on that school in 50 years. Not since I graduated the 6th grade. Well, the reason he got his boat motor back is because I accidentally found out where it was. I didn't take the motor. I believe Mr. Evans told me it belonged to Miss Whitaker. That's where I dropped him off at. Went around the block to pick him back up because he said it was too hot to work at Mrs. Whitaker's. That's where he was working at. I didn't have anything to do with stealing anything from Mr. Hanson. I got his boat motor returned to him. That's about all. I'm not guilty of stealing anything from this man.
Can I say one more thing?
No. All right. Anything further, Mr. Cheever?
No, that's it.
All right. Mr. Cheever, for the primary offense of theft, a level 9 non-person felony with your criminal history score of C, I do sentence you to the standard term of 12 months with the Department of Corrections. You are eligible for 20% good time credit and are subject to 12 months post-release supervision. This is a case that is presumptive probation and has been scored for mandatory Senate Bill 123 drug treatment. Therefore, by statute, you will be placed on probation for a period of up to 18 months with community corrections. You will be ordered to follow all standard conditions of probation, including completing Senate Bill 123 treatment. You will be ordered not to possess or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be subject to random breath, blood, and urinalysis testing. You need to follow any community service work hours that are part of the community corrections program. You need to notify your probation officer of any changes of employment, address, phone number, email address. You're not to violate the law. If you have contact with law enforcement, you need to let your probation officer know within 48 hours. You're to have no contact with the victim, Daniel Hanson, or any of his property. You're to have no contact with the co-defendants in the case. If you haven't already submitted a sample of your DNA to the KBI database, you will be ordered to do so and to pay the fee associated with that. You're ordered to follow all curfew and travel restrictions that are set forth in the probation program. You're ordered to participate in the MRT program and comply with all of your Senate Bill 123 treatment recommendations. I'm going to order you pay the court costs in the case as well as the probation supervision fees. I'm going to order that you pay the Senate Bill 123 assessment fee of $175, as well as the Senate Bill 123 offender reimbursement fee of $125. I'm going to order you pay a $45 booking fee. In order that this case run consecutive to Elk County case 22 CR 62. A restitution figure has not been submitted by the state, so none will be ordered. I am going to order you pay the bids reimbursement fee. Mr. Cheever, what is your employment or disability status?
I'm on disability. I'm on
How-
disability, Your Honor,
And how long have you been on disability?
about 4 years.
Do you have any other sources of income?
No,
Do you have dependents that you support financially?
no.
All right, I'm going to order that you pay $250 towards court-appointed attorney's fees. You may have a right to, I'm going to order you pay a minimum of $50 a month towards your costs and fees. First $50 payment will be due by the last business day of December and by the last business day of each month until paid in full. You may have a right to expunge this conviction from your record at some point in the future. You do have a right to appeal this sentence. If you choose to appeal, you have 14 days from today's date. If you can't afford an attorney to do an appeal, one would be appointed for you. As a convicted felon, you're not to possess firearms, and there are the loss of certain civil rights, such as the right to vote, until your sentence has been fully discharged. Ms. Gillette, are there any sentencing related recommendations that I have failed to address?
You said expungement, right?
I did.
I can't think of anything else.
Mr. Ambrose, can you think of any sentencing related orders I failed to address?
Nothing sentencing related, Judge, but if you could toss me if Miss Cool could toss me in a breakout room with him real quick so I could give him some final instructions before we're done this morning after the court finishes, I'd appreciate it.
All right, Miss Ashenfelter, do you need to meet with him in a breakout room, have him call you?
Your Honor, if I could get a breakout room after the hearing.
All right, Mr. Ambrose, do you wish to visit with him before he visits with Miss Ashenfelter?
I'll just go in with Miss Ashenfelter and we can take care of it, and then she can talk with him, then I can speak with him when she's done with him.
All right, Mr. Cheever, you've got a year in prison hanging over your head. Violations of probation will get you right back in front of the court with the possibility of being ordered to serve that underlying sentence.
Your Honor.
Do you have any questions about the sentence that's been imposed? I couldn't hear
No,
that.
Your Honor.
All right. Was somebody else wishing to address?
Your
the
Honor.
court?
Yes.
Mr. Lauer?
On the DNA fee, I know you said if it has not been done to do that, his prior felony was in the 90s. It was prior to the DNA database and stuff. According to the records check I ran on him, it was not on file at the time I did that. So I believe he needs to do the DNA. And then the assessment for that, the fee for that should be assessed since his prior felony was prior to that DNA being imposed in Kansas.
All right. You will be ordered to pay the $200 DNA fee, Mr. Cheever.
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Hanson?
What about restitution?
The state did not submit a restitution request as part of the sentencing recommendations.
But don't I have a right to request it as a victim?
You'll need to address those concerns with the county attorney's office. I can only order what's been brought before me as recommendations from the state.
So is he going to prison or is he just on probation now?
He was ordered to probation.
So he doesn't do any prison time.
It's a presumptive probation case, Mr. Hanson. So,
$25,000 and he gets probation?
all right. If there's nothing further, then we'll be in recess on the Cheever matter. All right, we'll set up that breakout room